Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the midweek edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Dan Ipoy, and I'm not here alone. I have Kemi Fola Adeyemo on the show this morning.
Hey, Veronica, it's good to see you again. I share the same set with you.
It's all ladies' affair this morning.
All right.
And it's good to have you.
And I'm also sure it's going to be a fairly interesting one amidst the concerns around the country.
Yes, of course. So many concerns in the country, especially the long queues, vehicular queues that we have seen resurfaced across Lagos State, not just Lagos, across the country, basically. We have also seen in Abuja, it began in Abuja. We recall that some tankers couldn't move to Abuja because of the flood in Kogi State. So that began the queue we began to see across some parts of the country, especially in Abuja. Now we are witnessing it in Lagos. And a lot of persons have been complaining. There has been an increase. You can see long queues. We have seen persons with jerry cans to buy fuel. And the pump price has been increased now from 168 as it used to be to some places selling at 198 and some others saying it is going to be sold at 200 naira per litre. Kemi.
It's really a worrisome development. I experienced a bit of it. This was 2 nights ago or so. We were stuck in traffic. It was good at a point, and then we got to, close to my destination, and then there was traffic all around, and no one seemed to know what the issue was until we got to the beginning of it or to the end of it, depending on where you're coming from. And then we saw that the 3 filling stations in that area, they're all clumped together. All of them were having long queues, and that was even the moment we realized that we had another challenge on our hands. And that was the day that we had alarming shortage of power supply. So the combination has really been unpleasant for many Nigerians, businesses affected, children, everyone is not finding it funny. And the heat is back. I miss the weather, I miss the rain. There is the heat that, you just can't... You just hope for some respite, somehow. And what's even more alarming is that there doesn't seem to be an official response as to what the problem is.
There's some response. If you look at the papers this morning, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, said that the increase in the pump price is as a result of the fact that private depots have hiked their prices because the NNPCL, that's the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, does not have petrol as it is.
And now, if you would recall that even this morning when we're both coming into the office, NNPC on the other hand also says they have enough supply to go around the nation. And this is a stance that many Nigerians are not exactly surprised. This will not be the first time the state-owned firm will be saying this. And my point is NNPC is saying this. IPMAN is saying something else. Nobody seems to be speaking on all fours. Everyone is like, this is my own, constituency. It's different from yours.
This is the experience I am having. And you are saying
it's different from yours.
There's a missing link somewhere that has to be unraveled.
Absolutely.
And Nigerians are bearing the brunt.
Absolutely.
You recall when we're listening to the news this morning, someone said he was on the queue since 2 a.m. You can imagine. And it still hasn't gotten to him as at that time that we were on our way to the office this morning. And then you can imagine those who will join the queue later on.
Absolutely.
The traffic on the road and the hike in the prices for those who will be commuting with commercial buses, the fare, how it's going to be, and then the aspect of the light situation. I mean, it's just a compounded situation for Nigerians.
And if you need any reminders, it's few weeks to Christmas, and permutations are already on ground. The driver that took me the other day was saying, if you're not careful, we wonder if people will get to travel, during the coming festive season. Of course, high price of essential commodities is also a reality many Nigerians are grappling with.
When there is an increase in the price of petrol, how it reflects
trickles down, absolutely,
on the prices of goods in the markets. That's another thing now. We already see the situation of the flood affecting the prices of goods because some farmlands were already drowned with regards to the floods, and now that is also compounding the situation. It's a complex situation as it is, but then we hope there will be some respite before the Christmas period. In fact, in the next few days, people should talk to us. Officials should begin to speak to Nigerians because they need to understand what the situation is. At least if there is some sense in direction, they will know how to address this matter.
Absolutely, communication is key.
Absolutely.
We hope the coming days will bring more clarity and solutions.